Hey there, boils and ghouls. It's your friend Taryn Tats. I'm back with a different kind of video. Um, this is going to be a little bit different, and I hope you guys will just bear with me. I know usually I just review like 4K Blu-rays of horror movies that just got released, but we're going to do something a little bit different this time. We're going to, Warner Brothers has decided to let loose with some of the Christmas holiday classics this year, and we're going to look at a couple of those. So we'll be back in just one second. Okay, welcome back. Yeah, Warner Brothers decided they're gonna, let loose with the Christmas classics on, 4K this year, which I'm not complaining about. I think I'm definitely sure there had to have been 4K collectors who have been really, really looking forward to really wanting, the Christmas movies to be coming out on 4K. And we've gotten a few of them over the last couple of years. We've got, you know, we have It's a Wonderful Life, and we have, the Grinch, the Jim Carrey, the Grinch, the was it the not the original Chuck Jones cartoon, but the other Grinch movie. That one's on 4K, But yeah, it looks like we're going to start getting a lot of the holiday classics. And the movie that I'm going to talk about is probably the biggest Christmas classic of all. And I'm surprised we actually got this year, because considering this movie didn't come out until 1983. Honestly, I didn't think we were going to get the 4K until next year in time for the 50th, or not the 50th, but the 40th anniversary, and that is A Christmas Story. So this is a great movie. It's a classic. I know over the years, like people have really tried to, discredit this movie and kind of take it down a few pegs, but it hasn't worked. I know some people have come out and said, like, oh, this movie is politically incorrect. It's like, yeah, but that was kind of all part of its charm. That was one of the things that, ended up making this movie the hit movie that it became, was the fact that it wasn't just your average run of the mill, sunshine and rainbows Christmas movie. It has some of that in there, but it's got an edge to it, and it's just, it's got a little bit of bite to it, and that's kind of one of the things that made it resonate with people. People saw this as kind of more of a realistic, this, they felt like, yeah, this is kind of a little bit more realistic, like how how families and how families deal with the holidays and stuff like that. The kids, dealing with the parents deal with the kids, and everything else. And but this is a movie, I love this movie. I've seen it probably a zillion times over my life. My parents took me to see it in the theater when I was a little kid. So 83, I would have been about 6 years old the first time I've seen this, and I've watched it. It's definitely a Christmas, staple around my home, and my family. We watch it every year around Christmas time, and yeah. So, but Warner Brothers, they, unfortunately, I don't have Polar Express or Elf. Um, just kind of, yeah, my funds are a little bit limited, but and also too, but yeah, Warner Brothers, they put out, this one, Christmas Vacation, Polar Express, and Elf. And Universal actually put out three of the Rankin Bass Christmas classics, Rudolph and Frosty and Santa Claus is Coming to Town. But yeah, so I mean, right now I just got to buy what I can afford. And this one was definitely like, I had to have this one. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. I was going to get this one. But also, too, I think it's kind of fun that, we're going to get Bob Clark. I think it's interesting that, yeah, Bob Clark, he ended up making easily probably the most beloved, the most classic Christmas movie ever made, Christmas Story. But he also ended up making the most pants your crap, scariest, most, freak you out, Christmas horror movie of all time, which is the original Black Christmas. So it's kind of interesting that one director gave us, the most, beloved, Christmas movie, and then also gave us easily the scariest, Christmas movie of all time. So interesting. But, and I'm really, really glad that, Scream Factory is going to put that out on 4K just in, early December, just in time for Christmas. So, yeah. So I would like to do a double marathon of Christmas Story and Black Christmas. That would be fun. Okay, but I think I've rambled enough. Let's get into this. What do I think of this edition? Well, first of all, okay, you got a really nice slipcover here, and there's nothing new for special features. On the 4K, and the Blu-ray, you got the commentary by Bob Clark and Peter Billingsley. Also on the Blu-ray, you got the featurette, Another Christmas Story, the Daisy Red Rider history, and Get a Leg Up, script pages and more. So I don't think that they really added any kind of new bonus features. I think everything on here is pretty much just imported from, issue from editions past. But one thing I didn't think to check, I need to see if this, maybe if the Blu-ray has the deal with, whereas, like the original 2 disc DVD had it, whereas the screen was like the radio and stuff, and you listen to Gene Shepard tell the story of the sticking the tongue to the light pole and everything else. I forgot. I should have checked to see if that's on there, but that's always been a fun, interesting story to listen to. So, but anyway, so overall, not the most imaginative edition. That's the thing. Like this has a really beautiful slip, really quality slipcover on it. Mine's got a little bit of a ding there, but a really quality slipcover on it, right? But the thing I'm not really impressed about, I don't like this, Photoshop, cropped floating heads kind of a thing. Like, I think, one thing I think, fans of this movie would really, really love is to have a beautiful slipcover with the original poster art. That original drawn poster art and everything else, I think would look great on a slipcover. And it's like, they really, they kind of dropped the ball on that one. They really should have given us something like that. Or I don't know, maybe they don't even have the rights to use it. Because I've noticed, like, I haven't seen the original poster art for this movie since the VHS days, and it seems like once it went to DVD and on, it's always been this kind of thing, just kind of Photoshop floating heads kind of a thing, and it's like, but I think that would have been nice if we could have gotten the original poster art for the original release of the movie. So not really happy about that, but okay, I can understand, not much in the way of bonus. You could tell this was kind of a tiny bit of a rush job to try to hurry up and just get it out in time for the holidays. And obviously there, it's the same thing. And yeah, unfortunately it's like, no reversible cover art. So there's that. But, like I said, would have been nice. We could have gotten at least so yeah, I can't exactly say that this cover really blows me away, but, still, I mean, okay, I guess. Then we take a look at the discs. And I thought this was actually kind of a cool idea. You got the 4K is red, and the Blu-ray is green. The two colors of Christmas. So that was actually kind of a nice idea. And also too, I gotta say, sorry, digital enthusiasts, if someone gives you a digital copy for this and you try to renew it, you're not going to get a UHD version. All you're going to get is HDX, which is the 1080p version. So you're not going to get a 4K copy of this, a digital copy of this movie. I know, because when I redeemed mine, yeah, that's all they said was just HDX, so you don't get the 4K of this. So yeah, like I said, this definitely has some drawbacks to it, which kind of explains why this. I only had paid $24.99 for this, so yeah, it's kind of like you could tell they kind of hurried this thing up and just tried to get it out there. But okay, but let's talk about the picture quality. Honestly, it's not a tremendous difference, but like I bought the Blu-ray years back when the Blu-ray first came out, and I can remember not being really satisfied with the Blu-ray quality. I mean, it's just like it's like I can understand the picture quality being grainier because it's more high definition, but just like nothing popped, like nothing really like stood out, it just kind of looked, to me, it just kind of looked bland, and getting the 4K, I will say that does kind of resolve that issue. Is this is easily probably, I mean, this movie, considering the film that it was shot on and everything else, like this movie's only going to look so good, but even still, this is probably the best upgrade of this movie we're ever going to get. I don't really see it being, that much different. The thing I do like though, and that's the thing, 4K does really kind of work with movies that are, movies that take place in the wintertime. It really does, it's like this movie, even though I believe they said they shot the movie in the spring, this movie definitely has more of a winter feel because of the HDR, it's kind of some of the brightness. And that's usually how I've always remembered, winter days, a lot of snowy winter days. There wasn't always so much brightness. I mean, even when the sun would come out, it's kind of like, yeah, it's a little bit brighter, but not by much. And this to me, it looks like it really does kind of look more natural in terms of the winter landscape and everything else, which I think is impressive considering, like I said, they shot this during the spring. But also too, it's like it's also great to get these period films in 4K, because you just want to like look at the detail. You want to look at like the set design and the costume design and everything else. Because this was a movie that took place in the 40s and everything, and it's just kind of fun to have it just to look at it. And it's like there's only very minor things that I noticed, but not by much. And like I said, it's just like this isn't going to be the biggest upgrade you've ever seen, but still, this easily is still pretty much the best this movie's ever looked. Um, and also too, as far as audio, the audio is really good. You get DTS HD master audio, you get Dolby audio. We got Dolby Vision and everything. So, but ultimately, yeah, I would say that this is worth a pickup. Especially if you're a fan of this movie and you want to get it. Two ways this movie would work out great. You want to get it number one, so you can have it to watch during the holidays, and you can just sit back and enjoy it, and everything. Or hey, this would also work. You could buy this as a Christmas present if you're one of those. If you're having a family, you're like, hey, this is the year we're gonna go 4K. We're gonna get a new TV. We'll get like a gaming system or a player or something. Something that supports 4K. That we'll buy this, and so hey, we can watch this. We get our 4K TV and everything else. We could watch this in beautiful 4K on Christmas Day. So it's like it works either way. But also too, I do appreciate though that the price is right. Like I said, I paid $24.99 for this, and at least it's not $35 and everything. And overall, I am happy. I'm happy that we finally got it. Like I said, you know it's a nice addition, but just don't expect like an entirely brand new viewing experience. But yeah, but I am happy with it. I'm happy that I got it, and I'm going to be happy that I can watch Christmas Story during as we lead up to Christmas time. So, and also too, it's kind of nice that we're going to be getting Planes, Trains, and Automobiles out on 4K here soon too. So yeah, so I'm not really upset about holiday classics starting to come to 4K. So anyway, so that's going to pretty much do it. So if anybody took the time to watch this, I thank you for doing it, and I appreciate you for doing it. I also hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave it a like. If you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And that'll be it, my boys and ghouls. I'll see you all later. And hope you're all looking forward to the holidays. Take care.